Welcome to the DC show. Today we're going to be talking about the state of Massachusetts. So, Massachusetts, if you don't know anything about Massachusetts, the first thing you should know is that Boston is inside of it. Boston is a very well-respected city throughout the United States and arguably the world. I think most notably for the institutions of education that are there, Harvard, MIT, as well as many, many others that are ranked very highly. Don't want to start naming names because then you're going to have to go down the list. I don't want to leave any off. Boston is huge. It's probably like the 10th biggest metro area in the US or something. So as you can see, it expands a great deal. And I really don't know that much about these suburbs. I've heard of some of them. Like, for instance, Cambridge is its own city. MIT and Harvard are in Cambridge. They're not in Boston, but downtown Boston is, I bet something like here is downtown Boston. This is all very intense city, and MIT and Harvard are right there, so it's not far away, but this is technically a different municipality. We might come back here. We might not. Pittsfield, Massachusetts is highlighted pretty heavily here, but in general, this area here, this is Western Mass, I would say. You know what? I'm just going to look this up. I will use this as reference for this video. So the Berkshires are the furthest west. I've been to Pittsfield. I've been to Great Barrington. I've been to Williamstown up here. These are the Berkshires. The Berkshires, there are these mountains. They're sort of rolling mountains. What is the biggest one? Mount Greylock. Mount Greylock is the tallest mountain in Massachusetts. That's kind of cool. I don't know why I even decided to dive in here. This is not going to give you I mean, you know, it's the Berkshires, but that is not Mount Greylock exactly. I don't know what I just zoomed in on. But yeah, that's the Berkshires. They're mountains. Down here, maybe they still go on. I don't really know the contours of the Berkshires that much. This is the Pioneer Valley. I have no idea why it's called the Pioneer Valley. I remember once I was in Northampton, which is Northampton is a trendy place. It is on the up and up, I believe. If not always on the up. But yeah, look at this. Look at this in all of its glory. Wow, what a nice place. Springfield is in the Pioneer Valley. I think that's the region that just is on the Connecticut River. And as you can see, this level of settlement is on the Connecticut River. And the Connecticut River flows from this port in Connecticut to make the Vermont-New Hampshire border. And it might stop up here, it might not. Maybe it empties out into this. I don't know what that is. But anyway, that's the Connecticut River. It makes a pretty big pass through Massachusetts. If it split a state, like, see how Vermont's split here? If this were a state, it would be the worst one. No offense to this area. It just would be. So thank God this is a solid part of Massachusetts. So the UMass is also here in Amherst, and Amherst College is here. There used to be a consortium of 5 colleges. I think one of them folded, but good education place. I think that's what makes Northampton so nice. You have Springfield down here. Springfield is sort of a industrial city. It's a city that has seen better days. I think there are a lot of industrial cities in Massachusetts. Like, I know Lowell's a very industrial city, but I've also heard cool things about Lowell's revitalization. We'll get to that later. What's here? The Basketball Hall of Fame is here, which is pretty cool. There's some Dr. Seuss museumage up in here. That's really interesting. Also, Shays' Rebellion happened here. Shays' Rebellion was an incident, I think, between the time the Articles of Confederation were drafted and the actual Constitution was penned. I think it was during that time because the federal government didn't have an army, or maybe they weren't responsible for defending the states, and the states had to raise militias. You know, I'm starting to realize I do not remember the details of Shays' Rebellion, but, you know, that happened around here. Moving along over here, Worcester. You don't say this Worcester or anything. I think it's just Worcester. The people there will criticize my pronunciation. Worcester. I don't know, but don't botch it too hard, you know what I mean? This is the second biggest city in Massachusetts, I'm fairly sure. I'm going to dive in here. We haven't dove in anywhere yet, and I'm not sure why. I've never been here, so this is live commentary. Did we dive in right at the city hall? Oh, here we go. This is a good, looks like a old skyscraper thing. You know, maybe one of those pre-1900 skyscrapers. That is cool. What is this? This is a beautiful mural. And maybe it's Dr. Seuss themed because Dr. Seuss is from somewhere in this region. Wow. Big glass modern building. Santander Bank. That might be a Boston bank. I don't know. See, I didn't do any prior research prior to doing this, so I really don't know. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna say this is worth checking out. It looks kind of cool, but I don't know much about Worcester. What else about Massachusetts really stands out? I would definitely say this protrusion here. I don't think there's anything like this in the U.S. anywhere else. This protrusion that's shaped, of course there's nothing shaped exactly like this. I don't know how unique Cape Cod is, but this is Cape Cod. This is a tourist destination, at least for people in Albany. So without diving in too deep here, this is the Cape, this is Martha's Vineyard, and this is Nantucket. These are islands. This is a pretty big cape. Provincetown is a well-known place, but all these places are communities. Hyannis is like a pretty well-known, bigger place. You can see how Provincetown is actually a pretty decent drive from Boston. Another pretty decent drive from Boston over here if you go all the way to western Massachusetts. And notice here that I-90 runs the width of the state. This part of the state I've never done anything in. And this part of the state I haven't done much in. Lowell, though, however you pronounce this. First of all, this river, the Merrimack River, I've definitely heard of this river before. The Merrimack River, I'm just tracing it down here. Looks kind of interesting. It goes back up into New Hampshire. So it's just a New Hampshire and Massachusetts river. I think, it's Concord on the Merrimack River. Very cool. So that's a big river. Lowell I've heard a lot about because there's this guy named Jeff Speck who does this walkable city. It's just an interesting... He's just a guy who likes walkable cities. I don't know. But apparently Jeff Speck has personally worked on the planning board of this city, so I'm gonna check it out right now. Downtown looks pretty promising. So when Google Maps highlights things beige, that means something. Are they telling us what that means, or do I just have to formulate what it means in my head? Right now I just formulate what it means in my head. I feel like it just means like happening place. The places without it look like they're out of business, so I want to check out that because that is a little odd. Canals are cool. Okay, let's take a look at the canal structure because this looks like a mini Amsterdam. Will it pan out to be that way? I don't know. All right, so the Merrimack River and then just a cut through. It can't be a dead end canal. That would be disgusting, right? So this is canaled. So this area should be very premium. So down here, let's see what the point looks like to see what the scale is. Canal Reservoir already does not sound good. Let's see. Someone took a picture here and this canal is not good. Oh boy. Not a great move. This is horrible. Lowell National Historical Park. All right, let's see if this redeems itself. This looks like a factory. Okay, reminder, we're in a big factory town. That's all I really know about this place. Enough with that. That did not pan out. How about this street? Middle Street. Oh, okay. So you have cobblestone streets right in the middle. You have really nice red brick. This is giving me 1850s, 1860s vibe, maybe? I really have no idea. Do not quote me on that. I guess this is taking me to this intersection right here. Maybe get a better picture of Lowell. This is a lot busier. So this actually looks like it was at once a bustling town. Look at this intersection, though. It's 4-way single lane. So this can only get so intense, which I like. These buildings on the corner definitely look like they're doing okay. It does look like I wouldn't have to go that far to see, like, decay. Wow, what is this? This looks like a factory. Like, maybe this was, like, a parking garage that might have been in, like, an old factory building? I don't know. Maybe they're trying to keep the factory aesthetic. South Lowell on the Concord River. This definitely is not going to be nice. I just know it. Load, you son of a bitch. Come on. This loading is terrible. This loading's not what I want. Here we go. Yeah. Someone who knew a lot about architecture would know this is New England, maybe. It feels New England to me. This corner cafe looks cool. I don't know. You know what? It's really hard to judge. What else? It's going to be interesting in this neighborhood. These are some nice houses for sure. This might be the type of thing that these old houses are way less valuable than they were. I mean, some of these colors are nice. Those are a lot of white ones. That gets to be boring. There's a lot of this type of thing in Albany, I would say. A golf club, a giant cemetery, big box stores. This could be something. I want to see what this, all these fast food restaurants are on this road. It's a 1-lane strip mall, which is kind of a refreshing sight. I don't mind the one-lane strip mall. Okay, so you have Belvedere over here. There's this Nesmith Street, Rogers Street. They seem to run, pretty tight to each other. Wyman Bird Sanctuary back here. There's a bird sanctuary here. But it's you gotta go in it. That could be nice. That's a cool feature. This is very chill. This is very woods, lots of trees, small houses with a lot of space. Could this be annexed territory up here? Like UMass Lowell. Especially because there's UMass Lowell here, and the city probably just wants to control that. UMass Lowell South Campus. This is sort of like UB. UB has a South Campus in Buffalo, and its North Campus is in Amherst. Pawtucket Canal Reservoir. Let's see what's going on in the Lowell South Campus. Kind of a brutalist. I don't know what that is. Brutalist building here. Utility. This looks like dorms, maybe. What does that say? Concord Hall. I don't know what that is. I have no idea where I am. I have never been here. This campus looks really brutalist. Like, not too inspiring. Well, I think that was a pretty deep dive into Lowell. Really did not expect to get carried away there. This. Tauntaun. What is Tauntaun? You always see Tauntaun if you're going this way on the way to Cape Cod. What is it? Oh, StudentEarth.google.com. We need to employ Google Earth for this quest. I don't see any way around it. All right, here we are. Tauntaun on Google. I really don't know what this city is. I couldn't even begin to know where to Street View. Oh, man overboard. All right. Tauntaun is hard to interpret right now. Massachusetts Registry of Motor Vehicles pointing out to me as important for whatever county is down here. Maybe it's a big county. Maybe people need to know where Tauntaun Green.